Over to you, Youmna.
Thank you, Linda. We're continuing today with our inspirational women's series, counting down the days until International Women's Day on March 8th. And our guest today is Dima Rizk. Dima is an avid volunteer turned philanthropic bracelet pioneer, a human rights activist who founded Crafts Bracelets for Change. I'm wearing one today. It all started with one volunteering trip to Malaysia that changed her life. We're going to talk about that in one instant. Among her accomplishments, Dima has fundraised for UNICEF and went to a Girl Up campaign. She has planned a youth camp in Lebanon with over 30 people in a small village where she taught English and math to underprivileged youth. During that time, she also expanded her use of bracelets to inspire change. She has gotten Jean-Claude Van Damme and his whole family to wear her bracelets. Among other people include Miss USA, Miss England, and Miss World to support her as well. For more information, you can check Dima's website. But let's just start by welcoming our guest, Dima Rizk. Thanks for being here.
Okay. Thank you for having me.
I'm going to start, I know we've talked a lot about this. This Malaysia trip, it changed your life.
Yeah.
I know you fundraised. You were in high school at the time. You were 17 years old. You were able to fundraise 4,000 British pounds. You live in London, and you came specially for us today, so thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And then you went to Malaysia, and it changed your life. How so?
I think it's because of how much fundraising I had to do before that. Fundraising in terms of cupcakes, making cupcakes. I never was in a kitchen in my life. I just had to get out there with my twin sister. Fundraised in terms of having gigs, running gigs. We had, oh God, there was so many events that we had to do. My friend had to shave his legs for us. I mean, that's something, we convinced him. We had bingo nights, and then my bracelets came about because I wanted to myself try to add something to everyone. Like, everyone's fundraising, let me do my part too. So my mom actually said, why don't you use these bracelets? So I did. I started making those bracelets, and from then on, I got people to buy them. And the small amount would go through, and that would be for me, in order to go on this trip. So yeah, it's just...
You went on the trip. You were able, we're seeing pictures of the trip. You were able to meet, it was for building a school in Malaysia.
Right.
And that basically inspired you to become an activist for life. You decided, all right, 100%. This is what I want to keep doing, fundraising, doing my bracelets as well. And then you came back, and then what was the next step? Because you're still in college. You're only 21 years old. For all of our audience watching, Dima's only 21 years old.
Yeah.
And how you fundraised for the UN as well? The
UNICEF. So when I came back, I think my whole life changed. I was really sick before that. Even before I went to Malaysia, I wanted to actually make a difference. I wanted to,
Why?
I wanted to show people what I saw, a bit of that.
What did you see when you saw
I saw, when I was there, when you're building a school, when you're actually mixing cement yourself with 6 people that you've probably never met before, and you don't even speak the same language, and they're just smiling at each other. Oh yeah, we're mixing cement and doing this and that. I think that just changed me. I think that I came back when I was in London. I had to chop all my hair off because I had so much cement in there, but I didn't care because I came back and I was like, wow, oh my God. These kids are like smiling at me. That's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see kids just smiling.
It was gratifying. That was gratifying.
Yeah.
You've gone on since then to raise funds for UNICEF and for other campaigns as well.
Yeah.
You're working for 2 NGOs. Your next trip is Ecuador.
Ecuador, yes.
And so you've gone on several trips since then. Fundraising scares me.
I know it does.
And
it scares a lot of people.
Because every time you hear fundraising, the sheer amount of going about to find ways to ask people to raise money for a cause, I find it challenging. But for you, it's second nature now.
For me, it is, because I think I can see if someone wants to if we went to a supermarket in London and we took a Sunday, for example, and we said, well, we're going to backpack for you guys here today. So anytime someone was to, buy their groceries, we'd pack those for them, but we'll have like a little box beside where we were standing at the end of the till, and people would just donate. But we have people that come over to us and say, for example, oh, well, are we paying for your holiday? No, you're not paying for my holiday. And then from then on, you just sit there and you say to them, well, you explain to them what you're going to do with this £4,000 you're going to do. You're going to build schools, you're going to work in the environment, you're going to build an educational centre.
Does that explanation, do you find them to be more generous after you've explained?
Yes, because they're like,
people are willing to donate?
Yeah, it's like, how old are you? And like, are you really going to do this? Or tell me more. Can more people can people do what you're doing as well? And I'm like, of course you can. Anyone can do it. You know, just set your mind to it and be like, I'm going to raise this amount of money, and you can do it. Why not? I did it.
Yeah, I know you did it. And this is why it's very inspirational, because a lot of people, I think, would be easily discouraged by, and you said that, by the amount of
you
the
get
sheer amount of work that you have to put in to fundraise.
Yes.
But you've done a couple since then, haven't you? And you're only 21 years old.
Yeah.
And you're still selling your bracelets.
I'm still doing the bracelets.
All right. So today, when you sell your bracelets online, what does that money go for?
So we have I have different kind of projects that I would like to give the money that comes through the bracelets to. For example, I'm going to Ecuador, and I'd like to build another school in Ecuador.
What are you going to Ecuador for?
Building schools, environmental work. So that's all very similar to Malaysia, but just in a different place. There's a lot of indigenous people that need our help. So when you look at the report and you're saying, you know, well, yes, definitely, because they have nothing, you know, and they would appreciate you being there. And by, you know, them appreciating is the fact that all you hear is that they want you to come. You know, they're looking forward to you. They want help.
We talk about help, and as I said in my introduction, you planned a youth camp in Lebanon during one summer.
Yeah.
Was Lebanon and working with the youth in Lebanon different? How was it different than working with the youth in Malaysia, for example?
Oh, I think if you want to focus on the
you are Lebanese, and we got you know, this is the inspirational women of Lebanon right now.
Yeah.
So how was it different?
I think I really got, I was really attached to the kids in Lebanon because they were so clever. It's like they wanted me to stay longer. They were like holding on to me, and I was like, these guys are just so amazing. Like, each one of them can be and do something. They can raise their voices. They can speak for themselves. They're so clever. And I asked them, I was teaching basic English. Like, we're talking about a village. I was teaching basic English, and I got so much more. I got kids actually walking in to the camp after, like, they weren't even invited. Just came over to us and they were like, can we like join? They were learning English, maths. They were so clever. And I was just like really happy the whole time. I felt like even though I say that smiling is like a language that I like to use with everyone in every country, but with these kids in Lebanon, I was able to talk to them. I was able to, you know, tell them about what I do and how it's different for me to not live in Lebanon and still feel, you know, attached to them in some sort of way.
Yeah, you probably feel like you're also giving back to the country as part of it as well.
Yes, definitely. Maybe. Yeah, definitely.
Do you have future plans to come back here and try to set up more camps? Do you think, is it on your list?
I want to, definitely. Like, I really want to do that. Hopefully when I do launch my charity in the next few months, I want to come to Lebanon, and for the first school that I ever build would be to build it in Lebanon, nowhere else but in Lebanon. That's my kind of little dream in my head. You know, everyone says you want to do it in like an African country, but no, I really want to have one
to also make a difference here.
Definitely.
And just to end on this, your message for the youth everywhere, and as a young woman,
right, to
women here and the women watching you, what would it be?
I would just say, you know, anyone is capable to make a difference. Everyone can change the world. You know, it's not just about your bracelets. My bracelet is something that I use, but I think that you can use your ability, not just your hobbies, anything that you're capable of doing. You know, if you think that you can make a difference, then serve other people in the way you feel that you can.
All right. Yeah, well, thank you for being with us. For more information, you can log into Dima's website, www.dimarizk.com, and that is us continuing with our Inspirational Women's